Welcome to e-classes. I am Rajendra. In the previous class of biology class 9, we have discussed about the flower parts, that is calyx and corolla. Now just in today we will discuss about the androecium and gynoecium. Okay, so first let us come to the androecium. Androecium, it is a, just you can say that, the third inner wall of the flower. Okay, third inner wall, that means you can say that in the first wall we have talked about the calyx, and in the second we have talked about the corolla, and in the third word, that is known as androecium. Androecium, it is the third inner wall of the flower, and androecium also consists of many stamens, and it is also the male parts of the flower. Exact is stamen of cylindrical flexible stalk is known as filament, which supports the anther and its another end, that is anther. It is connected to the connective tissue, connective, and it is connective to the connective. The filament and anther, between there is a connective, or you can say that here I have drawn, it can just anther is there, it is called anther. Okay, and this is connective, you can just write it here, connective. Okay, and this is filament. Yes, you can see here, this is the, you can say that the stamen of a flower, or you can say that the third inner wall of the flower. In that, just I have told you, the anther, it is connected to the connective, and it is a cylindrical structure that is called filament. At the end of the filament there is an anther, and it is bilobed. Bilobed structure, anther is bilobed structure, or you can say that the bilobed structure, one lobe consists of two pollen sacs. It is also, you can see here, this is the two pollen sac, pollen, pollen, sac, pollen sac, and the same structures are also there, that is, it is anther, you can say that, and it is connective, and filament. Okay, and in the bilobed structure which is found in anther, it is bilobed structure, that means four pollen sac are there, and in the pollen sac there are so many granular structures are found. Okay, that is known as pollen grains. What we call it? Pollen grains. In the pollen grains, in the pollen sac, so many powdery structures, granular structures are there, that is known as pollen grains, and that pollen grains is nothing but the male reproductive organ of the flower. Okay, male reproductive organ of the flower. This is the, you can say that, the structure of the anther or the filament, and when we cut it, the transverse section, yes, this is, suppose this is stamen, and when we cut it just horizontal to the earth, that is known as transverse section, and when we cut to the vertical, okay, in height, it is known as vertical section or the longitudinal section, transverse section or horizontal section. Both are equal. Transverse section or horizontal section, vertical section or longitudinal section. So this pollen this anther has cut by the transverse section, and these two pollen sacs are there, and one pollen sac, that two lobes are there, and two lobes, so many part structures are there, and that structure is known as the male gamete. Apart from it, there are some plants are there, they have only the male reproductive organ. That is known as the estaminate flower or estaminate flower or estimate plant, you may also say that. What happens in that, only male reproductive organs are there. That means only stamen will be present in that flower, no gynosium part is there or the female part is there. That flower is known as estaminated flower. Okay, estaminated flower or the male flower only. Example is that you may say also say that papaya and palm. It is a most you can say that the flower or the plant in which only the male flower are there. Now in there, that is some adjustment is there, how many pollen grains or the how many stamens are found in a flower. Numbers is very important thing, how many numbers are there in a flower of male reproductive organ or the stamens. It is very important. So let us go. In some families of grasses, only one stamens are there. That means in that flower only one stamen will be found. It is only in the family of some grasses, or only one stamen will be there. And another thing, that is the grasses only one stamen will be there, or there is a flower Mexican blood trumpet and jacarandas. They have some the more stamens will be there. Okay, and apart from that, there is a positions also vary in a flower. What is the position of stamen in a flower? Yes, I have showing the various stages of positions in a flower of stamens. So I will just tell you one by one what will we call it, and I will tell you the name of also. First of all, positions of the stamens with a flower, that is, the stamens may be originated near the base of the pistil, or it may be the fused with the anther and their base with the petals. That means anther, when we are talking about the anther, yes, it may be just originated from that place where the pistil are originated, or you can say that the female part are originated, or you can say that the gynosium are originated, or the just petals are originated. From there, in some plants, male reproductive organ or stamen will be just originated. Okay, and that is known as the condition, this type of stamens on which on the base of the petals is originated, that is known as epipetalous condition. You can just write here epipetalous condition. I am just writing here epipetalous condition. What I am telling you about the epipetalous condition, that is the stamens are originated where the petals are originated, or you consider it originated to joins with petal. That is known as epipetalous conditions. Stamens are found. Now there are so many another also positions of stamen. The first is polydelphous stamens. First is polydelphous stamens. polydelphous. What is the condition of stamens in polydelphous? I am telling you, stamens, or you can say that the anther may be free, okay, and the filaments is united. That type of male reproductive organ in which the filaments are united and anther are free, that is known as polydelphous condition. You can just write here, the example of that is mustard. Mustard. Example, mustard. Now the second is monodelphous. In this, the anthers are free and the filaments may be fused or may not be. In the monodelphous condition, what happens in that, actually the situations of the stamen and anther is there, filament is there, in and just the anther may just is free and the filaments are fused. That is known as monodelphous condition. Now the third is didelphous condition. In this didelphous condition, you can see here there are two groups of stamens are there. Stamens, that means anthers are free, but their groups of filaments are, they have grouped in two form. That is, this is one and this is one. That is, two groups of stamens or the male reproductive parts are there. That is, it is known as the didelphous condition. It is called as didelphous condition. Didelphous condition. It is seen in P, okay, and it is also seen pre-gram. Okay. And this is the conditions in which it is only the filaments are free and anthers are free. Sorry, fused. Here you can see that this is filament. Filament are free and anthers are fused. Anthers fused. It is known as syngenesious condition. It is known as syngenesious. 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 Syngenesious conditions. Okay. That means I have told you all the syngenesious. Okay, I have just spelling here SIOUS. Syngenesious. That means I have told you all the positions of stamen found in the flower. Okay. So apart from, you can see here, I have told you all the parts. First of all, numbers in stamens, positions of stamens. Okay. After that, I will talk you about the gynoecium. Yes, we were discussing about the gynoecium, or you can say that the most inner part of the, or the most inner whorl of the flower. Okay, that means it is the fourth whorl of the flower. Or gynoecium consists of ovule, that is bearing ovules, which is responsible for the female gamete, or you can say that the egg cell. That is, when we are talking about the gynoecium, it is also known as pistil or the carpel. it has three most important parts of pistil. You can just name here, it is pistil, this is ovary, or this is style, and the most broader part, that is stigma. Okay, it is the main parts of pistil, or you can say that gynoecium. Exactly, I have told you just before, when we are talking about the androecium, that is the TS of androecium, when we, the same thing which we cut the gynoecium or a transverse section, we just find this structure, or you can say that TS of ovary, TS of ovary. Okay, and this is nothing but ovules. Ovule is there. Okay, this is the TS of ovary, and when we just cut it, we found the inside the ovule, and this ovule is the innermost part of ovary, and this ovules in future it transform into seed, or you can say that this ovule change into seed. Okay, and this is the seed which is responsible for the next generation plant. Okay, now when we are talking about, as we have discussed about the number of androecium in various flowers, same thing here also, when we are talking about the gynoecium, it is also many types, or you can say that from, it is starting from one to many gynoecium or carpel is there. When flower, in that flower, when the one ovary is found, or we can say that one gynoecium is found, that is called monocarpellary. And the example is that you can say that peas and beans are the example. You can just write here also monocarpellary, where monocarpellary, or you can say that the single double L are there, monocarpellary, that is beans and peas are there. Okay, beans and peas are there, that is the example of monocarpellary. When we are talking about the bicarpellary, that is mustard plant is there, mustard plant. Okay, and when we are just monocarpellary, bicarpellary, and the third is polycarpellary. It is the example of Mongolia and lady's finger are there. When we are talking about the polycarpellary, that is the plant Mongolia and lady's finger is there. That means in monocarpellary one ovary is found there, in bicarpellary two carpel is found there, and in the polycarpellary more than two carpel is found there. Okay, this is the scenario as we have discussed in the case of androecium also, and same in the gynoecium we are discussing as in the number of the gynoecium. Now just we are going to read about the position of the ovary. Okay, that is, as we have discussed in the case of also androsium, there was monodelphous, didelphous, polydelphous conditions in genesis was there. In the same, in the case of gynosium, there is mainly three conditions are there, as we discussed one by one. That is, the first is hypogyny. Hypogyny. The condition is hypogyny. Okay, hypogyny, and the condition is that in that there is one thing measure. It is to be remembered here, and the figure tells you most all the things here. That is, the four balls, or you can say that stamen, petals, and sepals. These three walls are just below the ovary. That means the ovary will be just above these three walls. That is known as hypogyny. And in that condition, you can see here the ovary is superior. You can see that in the hypogyny condition, the ovary is superior and all the third walls are below to the ovary. Okay, and the condition is known as hypogynous conditions flower, and the example is that China rose and mustard. Yes, I am giving you the example of China rose only. China rose. You can say that in China rose, hypogynous ovary is found, and that means the all three walls are below the ovary. Okay, clear? Now the second position of the ovary is that the epigyny condition. Okay, epigyny condition, you can see the epigynous condition is there. Epigyny. Okay, in the epigyny condition, you can understand that the figure indicates you all the thing. That is, all the three walls which is embedded in the flower are just above the ovary, or you can say that the ovary is inferior. That means the flower which is found, this type of ovary is inferior, or the epigynous conditions are found. In this, the sunflower, the best example of sunflower is there. Sunflower. Or in epigynous conditions, all the three walls are above the ovary. That is known as epigynous condition, and the ovary is inferior. That means below the three walls, and this condition is found in the sunflower. Okay, sunflower, cucumber, etc. And the third is perigyny. Perigyny. The figure indicates you in the perigyny, that means not the above, not the below. That means half, or you can say that intermediate of the ovary. That means all the walls which is arises just intermediate to the ovary. This condition is known as perigyny condition, or the perigyny or the flower is known as the perigynous conditions. Okay. In this, there is known as the flower which includes, that is pea and bean is there. Example of this flower is pea and bean is there. The best example of perigynous conditions is pea and bean. Okay. Now just I am going to summarize, and the next topic, important topic, is placentation. I have told you about in the ovary ovule is there, and how the parts which is attached to the ovary, that is known as placentation or the placenta, and this type of arrangement is known as placentation. Okay, that means in ovary ovules is there, and the part of that which the ovules connect to the ovary, that is known as placenta, and this type of arrangement is known as placentation. In the same way, how the flowers are adjust in our plant, there are many types. Okay, that means it may be some axial or some appendicular. Okay, that means it axial to the stem, axial, or maybe other parts of the plant, that is known as the. So there are so many types of inflorescence are found in the plants also, that is known as racemose, cymose, and this type of inflorescence we will just study in the next class in very details. Okay, so I have summarized all the topics that is related to the structure of the flower in this video, and I suppose I have told you about the gynoecium part, yes, pistil, stigma, style and ovary. Stigma is the broader part. I have told you style, it connects to the stigma and ovary, and in the ovary ovules is there. After that I have told you about the TS of ovary. That means it is when just I have told in the case of androecium, here the TS of ovary is there, and you can see here in the figure. I have told you about the monocarpellary, bicarpellary and polycarpellary. That means there may be one or two stamens are there. In the same way, monocarpellary, bicarpellary, that means one, two or many carpels are there, or the ovaries are there. Ahead of that, when we are talking about in the case of position of the ovary, it is have three types mainly: hypogyny, that is superior ovary; epigyny, that means inferior ovary; and perigyny, that means perigynous ovary, or the intermediate of ovary, that is known as perigynous type of ovary, position of ovary, which is found in the pea and bean. Okay, so I have finished in this video whatever I want to tell you. Thank you. We will talk later on in the next video. Thank you and have a nice day.